There's 3 little bunnies. You can see 2 of them here. There's a 3rd one. They're all sticking together. That is a Japanese beetle right there, otherwise known as an enemy combatant. They like to drop on the ground. Oh, couldn't get it. Look at it. These things are all over the place. Looks like we're going to have us some black ice plums this year. So we covered some and we didn't cover some. And we didn't get hardly any damage on the ones that weren't covered this year. That's kind of amazing. Because the crick beetles were just all over this the last couple of years. So what I'm hoping is one of these little birds I got hanging around, you can hear them in the background right now. Those are goldfinch. Learn that they can eat them. And then they come and clean it out. And maybe that has happened. We got a... I think this is Superior next door. That also doesn't have any damage. It's just crazy. After all these years, so much. Well, not all these years. I've only been fruiting plums back here for 3. So 2 years in a row, and they were just devastated. And now nothing. Or next to nothing. Huh. These ramp flowers are really making a stunning display. More down there. These aren't quite open yet here in the front. Over here that's so fat he can't even get through this chicken wire. He's trying all he got in there. I don't know what he's eating, but he is fat. Then he crawled right through the other side. Now he's going to give us a good look. There he goes. Look at that. Look at how fat that thing is. Jeez. I hope his belly's full of slugs. He's got some really nice spots on him. Very good. That's as much freaked out as you're going to see a toad. He's probably getting lots of exercise there now. He's going to do laps. I guess we better leave him alone. What the heck are all those little bugs? Are those aphids? They're red. Huh. They're all over this cup plant and the top leaves. Gotta get a picture of that leaf again. Look at that. Huh. You thought that other frog was fat. Look at this one. He's climbing up the brush pile even. Gosh. I've seen this frog a whole bunch of times. He's always hanging around in this spot. Look at that. He wants to get up. Up. Look at that. He's up in that brush pile. He's camera shy. Oh, now he's coming out again. I have to admit I made a terrible mistake. I didn't prune my grapevines again this year. And now I'm going to have so many grapes, I don't think I could eat them all. I'm probably going to get fat. I don't even have to use my fingers. I can just walk up and eat them right off the vine. When will I learn? I've got more Imperial White Currants to pick. I've picked about 3/4 of this bush already. Some of these little ones I've left on, they were kind of green 2 days ago when I was picking. But this is all loaded with berries. I picked them all. Well, not all of them. I mean, I missed a few. When you got big handfuls to take, you don't bother grabbing one. When I first started picking and I first started growing these things, I'd have way less than this, and I'd go after the one. But now I don't go after the one. It won't let me take a video. So I'm going to work, get some berries picked this morning. This is kind of a berry day today. I've got another bush over here. They're pretty ripe. So we'll get these 2 bushes. I've got about 7 or 8 bushes in the back in the asparagus patch. So that's going to take a little time. So I got to keep at it. Yeah, she's going to hide for me. Alright, I got to go to work. I finally finished. Well, not really. There's a lot of little ones on here left that I'm not going to pick because I got big ones to go on like 10 other bushes or something. But that's what I picked this morning. Between what I picked yesterday, or 2 days ago, and today, off this one bush, there's got to be a gallon. I think that's a lot. That's more than I had on any bush before. You can see I left a lot on there. I probably could pick another pint out of here, but I'm moving on. I got this one to go, and after that I got like 8 more or 9 more or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get them all, but that's okay. They can fall to the ground and become fertilizer for next year. Maybe sprout some new plants. As soon as I'm done picking currants, I'll be picking black raspberries. 3-4 days, these will be black. Ooh, here's a bad guy. Just showed up. Oh, let me catch him. Japanese beetle. I don't see too many around here. I think the birds are eating them. He was so nice to cooperate there for a little bit. So I'm cleaning up the lesser part of my prototype food forest. All this was covered in wild plants, and I'm going to be fermenting them. I'm going to take out these comfrey, reduce the leaves of the rhubarb. That'll all go in there. This is all weeds. Got another big pile here. Got another pile there. I got this far and I thought, that's enough. I don't want to make it like it's work. They're easy to pull out after a rain, especially they got a little growth to them. You know, when they got a stalk or a stem that's a little thicker, you can grab onto and they just pull right out. I'm probably going to do a total tour here pretty soon. Well, not a total one because I'd never get out of it. I'll highlight the main frame and I'll kind of piece it together, and it'll be easy to get through here, talk about some of this stuff that was on my hair. So I don't know what that is. Not sure if I should kill it or not. No. Guess not. Right here is a spot that I'm talking about. No, I'm just gonna heap it all up in here, and then I'll cover it with cardboard to hold the moisture in. Boy, it's gonna be a big pile. That's not a big spot. I'll probably have to take that wooden backstop up and put this out here a little farther. There. Maybe I'll take a forkful or two out of there and kind of add it into the green. Let me think about it. So here it is. I probably have twice, or not twice, half again as much that I could add to this, but they're in little piles out of the way. So this is all I'm going to build in here today. I got more weeding to do, so this will grow. I did inoculate the front of this pile with a little bit of straw, and there's some worms in here. Probably can't see them now. There's one right there. So I'm going to cover this with cardboard, because in the front side here we get sunlight coming in the morning, and I just don't want to dry this pile out. Keep the worms in here. There. That's called worm heaven. Food for some kind of bird, I'm sure. So I got some peas. They're not totally full up. I picked some peas that would have been really nice ones. They're still going to be edible. I can feel peas inside. But something got in the cage and just cut the plant off. There's two of them in a row here. And I noticed there was one in the back, and this one looks like it's wilting too, so this one must be cut too. Yep. So I'm going to have to bury this hardwood cloth into the ground for next year. Okay, another lesson learned the hard way. Okay, we've got some black raspberries about to happen. We've got 4 different varieties in here, and I can't tell you all the names of them. One of them I don't even know because I've had them so long. One is Janine, and I don't know, if I think about it I can figure it out. But this one's getting ready. This is a short growing one. It's the only row I have of those. Then I have, these are Janines. You can see they're getting going. I got 2 full rows of them, densely planted. And then I've got this old ones that I've had here for a long time. I don't know what they are for sure, and they're still green. So and there's 3 rows of them. What's so exciting about that is I don't have to pick all these berries all at once. It'll be a staggered harvest. So that's pretty cool. On the other side of this I got Bristols. You know what those are. And this is another type that's, and I can't think, they're later as well. So you can see the Bristols there in the background. They're getting close. See the redness? Those back in there are Bristols. Not soft enough yet. These are some, ooh, that looks pretty red right there. Nope, it's got some white on it. This is a hybrid. A Tayberry is a hybrid, but I think it further hybridized with one of the raspberries around here. I only really have 2 raspberries. Black raspberries and yellow ones. Here's one that's really soft. Something's been eating on it. I don't care. Oh, not too bad. They're not that great. They're not bad. Another soft one. I pulled a bunch out to widen this path out. I probably shouldn't have. So I don't know what I've done here, but I think it's a mess. Wild amount of watermelon growth here. See a watermelon down in there. Let's see if we can spread these leaves enough to see it. There it is. That's the biggest one there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I had the idea that I'd just trim it all up real good once in a while. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think. Boy, he's letting me get a good video of him. I bring my hand up so that the camera focuses. Cool. This is an alien space flower. Wow. It's going to grow really big and it's going to try to eat my head. I changed my mind on this circle bed. I was going to wait until I covered this entire bed with kitchen scraps. I was just going to go all the way around it. But I had this Achira that I had basically kind of discarded. I just threw it on the edge of the pathway because I didn't have room for it anymore, and it was just growing there in a dense shade. So I broke apart the bulbs and or the plants. They were actually growing. I didn't even plant them. They were sending roots down in the ground just from sitting there on top of the soil. So I just broke apart the plants and planted them here. But I got room for maybe 2 or 3 kitchen scrap piles. There's our little bucket that we accumulate them in. I've got some comfort here that's in my way of the path, so I'm going to break that apart too and put that in there before I cover it up. This little pile there. This is all about attracting worms here. This is worm food. And it's the secretions of the worms that is the fertilizer, or a main fertilizer that drives garden plant growth. There we go. We got room for another one on each side of this pile, and I probably can fit one in the middle here. Make a little skinny trench right here, right between the plants. So, here we go. I might have said that I picked the last of the radishes a couple of days ago, but I forgot about these growing in this corridor. I actually had some squash growing in here, and it didn't make it. I just planted squash seeds and it didn't come out. They were old seeds. But I put this chicken wire around it and a little barrier of what used to be a tree tube. And I come back here to get a shot on the Swedish soup peas, and look at the growth on this. Nice growth on these radishes. Look at that. Oh, they like it back here. That one's not growing yet. There's a bigger one here. What's going on down here? Yeah, there's another one. So I'm going to get to eat more radishes yet this summer. I'll get to eat a lot of radishes in the fall too, but that's a ways away. This is mid-July. I climbed up here on this steel wheel. I don't know if you can see it down there. Standing on it so I could get an elevated shot of this amazing growth here from these Swedish soup peas. Now, the roof of this garden is approximately 6.5 feet tall, and those are every bit of 3 feet taller than that. I'm gonna have to get over to a ruler and actually measure it. Look at that one, way up. They're clinging to the branches of the elderberry now. And there are peas growing all the way up and down those things. That is, to me, is truly amazing. We compare it to the tall telephones, and they're barely over the roof, so they might be 7 feet tall. Those Swedish soup peas are huge. And this is kind of an abundant shot. Besides, here we're looking down into our main crop garden number 5. See all the growth, and we follow up the Swedish soup peas to the elderberries, which is just loaded again. And we come over here to the grapes that have finally grown into the overhead trellis of the main path, main access way. If we can get a close-up here, you can see this thing is just loaded with grapes. So we're probably talking, well, the garden here is 15 by 15, and if we include the grapes and the elderberries, you know, there might be another, not even 8 feet, maybe 5 feet. So 15 by 20. And just an abundant amount of food here. It's just huge.